Hi, Cancers, and welcome to your September 2022 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about your month ahead. In this reading, Cancers, I will be doing some intuitive messages for you, as well as a week-to-week tarot forecast and an extended reading on Patreon, which will be linked below. Okay, Cancers, September. I feel like there is a very sweet zone for you here. Okay. It's a very viable period of time for you to understand what you like about your life experiences and to really be able to start creating a thread of like, I like this about this job. I like this about this relationship. I like this about this goal or aspiration. And to basically start to combine the elements that you like while being able to reduce or even scrap the elements that you don't like. So it's a big time of remeasurement for you coming in September. I think Virgo season is going to be very healing for you. In fact, you might have to do a lot of busy work, or you might have to do a lot of measuring or analysis or data on many aspects of your life. And don't freak out about it, Cancers, but it's going to really help you understand what you do and don't like about your experience. And by your fellow cardinal sign of Libra, at the end of the month, I think that you're very close to imposing a brand new regimen into your life. So it's really important to allow yourself to be sensitive to what you don't like about situations now. So if you, I don't know, hypothetically, if you own a business or something, good to know what elements of that operation that you don't like, okay, and which ones you do, and to start to kind of focus more on what you like and move away from what you don't like, okay? It's a very wonderful time with this mutable earth energy, the earth trines coming in, to think about some of the material aspects of our life and how we devote, how we focus, how we also how we satisfies ourselves with regards to material things, like how we justify perhaps working like a 70 or 80 hour work week, to not really have other things doing well at the same time, or to have other things falling apart. For Cancer, I do think that there might be too much energy or too much focus on something that can't really give back to you. The Four of Wands reversed is coming up, and alongside the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Hermit, the Death card, I'm feeling that you have a walking away or a new horizon or a new discovery to make on how you can have a better material reality. You also have the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles coming up there during the equinox in the third week of September. So again, I think there's a huge material level up for you all coming in here. Perhaps inheritance, perhaps windfall. But I don't want to get you too worked up about it if that's not coming in for you. But even if it's not like a material situation, it could just be like a better reputation coming in. It could be more prominence, more distinguished character for yourself, or a better feeling of comfort and ease relating to how you connect to the 3D world. So over the past few years, I feel for Cancer, ever since about 2019, you've had kind of a mishmash or a difficult calibration with your physical world, maybe like a clumsiness or a bad feng shui of some kind, or some type of really kind of odd maze that was cropping up. And I think that you get out of that by the end of September. Even perhaps in the third week of September, you are actually out of the maze, or you have completed that kind of odd or clumsy phase. And for some of you, it might stretch out like even further, like towards the new year, before you feel that you're out, or before you let yourself register that you're out. But what I want to deliver to you intuitively this month, Cancers, is basically just an acknowledgement or a validation that you can like move in to the positive aspects of your material world now. Okay. So you can maybe harness or leverage what you actually like about your current job or your current industry or your current material reality. And you can actually devote yourself more to that, rather than having that be like a very fleeting aspect of something you dislike, okay? Some of you may understand this, some of you may not. But there is a feeling of Cancer maybe prolonging their presence in certain jobs, industries, or life experiences because like 5% of it is really good, okay? But the other 95% is very maybe menial or unintuitive for them. Now it's time, Cancer, to maybe find an adjacent experience that switches that up, where like 95% is evocative of that 5% that you currently like in your current experience, and then maybe 5% is laborious, menial, and difficult. Because I think that there's always going to be a little bit of both. Like, we can't also be too picky sometimes too, like especially for Cancer. It can be a very picky sign, and sometimes you can deprive yourself of good situations by like refusing to do something difficult or refusing to have it like not be perfect. And we are, of course, in the perfectionist season of Virgo. Last intuitive message for your month ahead. Yes. Okay. Three of Wands with the King of Pentacles and the Death card. This whole bottom row, to me, evokes a feeling of having to keep yourself somewhere perhaps you don't want to be. Something's wearing you out. Something is too difficult. Something's too draining. With the Four of Swords reversed, like you're not maybe getting the rest you need, which cues up a major transformation and a major question of like, why would I put myself through that? What is that getting me? What does that unsustainability lead to? Certainly there are times in life where it's justifiable, but you have to maybe really ask that question. And then yes, I think by the end of the month, there is a freeing up or less heaviness or more reassurance of how to move forward. Okay, let's talk just about the week to week. Week number 1 of September, Cancer's Page of Swords, rooted down by the Four of Swords, reversed. There's something of a monotonous communication in the first week of September. So you're having to maybe send a lot of messages or emails or something that are difficult to write or difficult to compose. So maybe you're trying to be diplomatic, or maybe you're trying to word things really perfectly, and that's like very draining, and you want to just be more direct. I think that people will appreciate more directness as well. I don't think you have to be so linguistically complex. I think that you can just get more to the point. But also, you could kind of be in like a war of words, okay, in the first week. The Page of Swords can be like a major new focus when it comes to communication. So there's someone new in your life you're having to communicate with, or perhaps a new boss or a new employee as well, or a new coworker that you're still like learning their communication style, and this could be draining you. Like there's maybe too much focus on communication and too much focus also on logic, being in the mind, or being strategic. You might want to get more into the body and move more into action. Okay, and also you're not giving yourself enough rest, or you're not maybe sleeping enough, or not getting enough R&R. So I would definitely recommend some of that in September. Okay. Week number 2, the Four of Pentacles, rooted down by the Death card. It's indicated for you that you might need to save, or you might need to prepare for a transformation. So for those of you who might need a sabbatical, okay, that's indicated in the second week, to maybe plan one, or to understand, okay, how do I make this difficult career work? Like, do I need more holidays? Do I need more time to, with Death and the Four of Swords together? I mean, that can be like exhaustion. That can be like even like forced rest as well. So, dehydration, or even like a cold or an illness that comes on because of overworking. So you want to make sure that you're not pushing yourself too hard. The Four of Pentacles says that you might need to be saving for a rainy day, or that you will be rewarded for your process of preparing for a rainy day, which Cancer is usually quite good at anyway. I think that a lot of you can rest easy. Okay, that's a nice psychic download coming in for Cancer starting in the second week of September. You can actually rest easy now. You don't have to work as hard. You don't have to burn yourself out at both ends. You don't have to basically like write emails for your life or something here. This is not the paradigm you're in anymore. It was for quite a while, but you actually don't have to be that person anymore. Okay. And that's really empowering, I feel, and I feel some of you really need to hear that. Okay. Week number 3, the Nine of Pentacles, rooted down by the King of Pentacles. Beautiful. And it's like right when you step into that energy and you're like, you know what? I don't have to spend 2 hours on this email. I can just get right to the heart of things. You know what? I don't have to suck up to people or anything like that. There's kind of a feeling like that. Like for those of you working with hierarchy, or for those of you working with people who you perceive to be like important or something. I feel that you really shake off this feeling of having to suck up to people, or you shake off this feeling of having to be too polite. I'm not saying for you guys to like become rude or to become, because politeness is a part of the Cancerian charm. Okay, so I'm not suggesting that you start being harsh, mean, or even like a ditch out the formal headers or formal closures of correspondence. But what I am suggesting here is to not freak yourself out about correspondence, and this can also be like in person as well. Careful for too much esteem. It can like wear other people out as well. So nonetheless, you have a very strong nobility about you in the third week. The Nine of Pentacles is about nobility, so is the King of Pentacles. And it's about having posture, like a dressing in really comfortable, stylish clothing. I feel that many of you are reinventing your style or just taking it to a new level. I feel that beauty is a big part of your experience now. I feel that also some of you, it's like passive income. It's leaning into another type of income or another type of wealth or equity. Okay, that's definitely coming up. So I feel that Cancer really is crossing a threshold. Many Cancers, at least, are crossing a threshold from like having to just like work for wages versus maybe having income from more equity or from more hard work nonetheless, but it's a different kind of work now, or it's a different kind of posture or a different standing, and the mindset has to follow that, right? Like you don't want to get into those spaces and still have that same muscle memory of like, oh my God, I've got to push harder, I've got to work harder. Now I feel that your rest is more important, and you need to be facing the work that you're facing with a sharper, more focused mind, which could be really alienated if you have an overworking tendency, or if you have a tendency to like work all night long. You might find yourself in the most important moments not maybe being able to put your sentences together, or not being able to hold the energy you want to hold, which might have more repercussions than not having worked those extra 3 hours or something. So we have to really think about what is the end result, and what also is something done in vain. Okay. No more doing things in vain after the third week of September. There's a big paradigm shift, I feel, there for the collective right around the time of the equinox, where a lot is scrapped, or a lot of reduction happens, or a lot of just shift in what we're willing to take on and what we're not willing to take on. And that could have some difficult things tied to it, but it's going to help us, I think, move more to a better standing, or a better posture within our own life force. Such beautiful, clear messages coming through for you, Cancer. More clear than a lot of the other signs. I love to have this clarity with you all. Week number 4, the Hermit, rooted down by the Three of Wands. This combination has been coming up a lot this month. Okay, I've been seeing both of those cards come up for a lot of the signs, and they're kind of similar. It's like that feeling of being alone, having to cross a threshold that you've never been through, having to cross a channel you've never crossed, having to discover new aspects of life, learn new skills, or move into new horizons. I just love it for your sign. Okay, I love this feeling of having the trust and the faith in God or the universe or whatever your beliefs are, in yourself even. I love the feeling of trusting that you actually can. Okay, and not having to rely so heavily on things that you've proven to yourself that work. There is a false sense of security that's very dangerous right now here in September, where can you imagine like somebody who's used to working like full-time in fast food, perhaps being offered like a position as like an executive, but they're like, I don't know. I understand how fast food works. I don't understand. I'm not used to the executive life. So I think I'm just going to stay here because I understand it. It's comfortable. Certainly no disregard for those who work in fast food, but I do feel that there's an opportunity here to level up. Okay. And what I'm trying to highlight here is like the potential rejection of a level up, or the potential want to stay in a secure place that is too difficult, or that you've been offered an exit point that's very beneficial of. Okay, that's what I'm trying to highlight here, and I feel that might be happening to you, Cancer. There could be a very beneficial exit point coming in the 4th week of September, and it's a big self-dialogue that you have to have about like, do I want changes? Do I like new experiences? Is the feeling of home that a potentially menial and difficult experience evokes for me perhaps more comfortable than new life experiences? Cancer can be a sign that equates familiarity with security, and that's not always the case. And it's good to check back in with this whole like question of familiarity and this question of perhaps a lot more fun, ease, and poignancy in new territories. But yeah, it can be hard to make those sacrifices as well, you know. It can be hard to take those leaps of faith. And I don't think you have to do it right this second, because again, you've got all this Pentacles energy that indicates like a lot of stability and a long-running structure and long-running momentum. However, I do think that you're entering into a greater time of new life experiences, new people, new relationships, even like new muscle memories as well, and completely new jobs or industries for some of you, not for all of you. Of course, this is a general reading, so it's all different types of people. But anyway, Cancers, let's talk more about this in your extended. I'll link it below and in the center of your screen. I'll get 2 supporting themes, a central theme, and an overarching significator card, and we'll look into how you can judge, you know, do I need to keep things the same? Do I need to change things? And I'm looking forward to that. So come check out the Patreon page. It's very reasonable, and we're going to talk about a lot of fun stuff. I will talk to you guys over there. Let's do this extended. Bye.